Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Columbus Day, 2017. When I went to grade school, I was taught Columbus discovered America. But you see, there's usually, more than one side to the story. I guess none of us were smart enough to ask the teacher the question, teacher, if the Indians were already there, how did Columbus discover America? So, you gotta I have to laugh at myself, okay? Because I swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. I didn't question it. But, back then, people thought a certain way. Like, it was okay to have slaves, for example. And that one race was superior to another. But, fast forward to 2017, it's not much different. As I like to say, same stuff, different decade. I mean, there's still people believe it's okay to have slaves. And there's still people believe that, one race is superior to all others. And that's part of the reason why we have some of the problems we have today. You see, some things change. And people who want to tear down the statue of Columbus say, why should we have a statue to a, somebody who came in and was basically a murderer. And basically, a land grabber, stealing other people's land. And then there's other people who believe, otherwise. And so we have this conflict, part of human nature. I mean, there's really no right or wrong, because as, time marches on, things change, right? Ideas change. What is acceptance change? And the thing is, just really contemplating about making YouTube videos about these types of subjects, because some people hold beliefs and they hold on so tightly that no matter the evidence, no matter the logical reasoning you give them, they're going to hold on to those beliefs. I've probably talked about this before. I mean, guns. Oh, nobody should have automatic weapons, and they're going to hold on to that belief, forever. There's nothing you can do to change it. I think that's, that one saying about wisdom, being able to, recognize what you can change and what you can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. I mean, that's pretty much it, in a nutshell. I mean, the whole thing about the American flag and the players taking a knee. And you see, the irony and the hypocrisy is that in a free country, you shouldn't be forced, coerced into standing up, pledging allegiance, saluting, putting your hand on your heart. I mean, it's supposed to be a free country. But you see, once again, people hold these beliefs. So, they hold on so tight. They're so emotionally attached that they can't see what's really going on here. And just the irony that in a country that has the promise or the premise of being the land of the free, the home of the brave, justice for all, liberty and justice for all, when those things aren't true for some people, do you really expect those people to stand and salute and pledge allegiance to the flag? I mean, before you knee-jerk react to that, just think about it. Take a few moments and ponder that. do you really think the oppressed are going to want to salute the oppressor? And I'm really, I don't know what the word is, disheartened, let down by. But there's some people who, I agree with most of what they say. With most of what they say. You know, like Rush Limbaugh. I mean, you might be surprised thinking, you agree with Rush Limbaugh? Yeah, most of the time I do. And, you know, Judge Janine, most of the time I do. But when it comes to this American flag and whether or not you should stand, it's totally different. You know, you're saying that, and I guess it gets back to what I said a few videos about this. You know, once again, you've got white people telling black people how they should behave, what they should say, when they should say it, how they, it's, and if you don't see that, then it's just you're going down the wrong path. Because from that point forward, it's just not going to work. Okay? It's just that simple. Because if somebody gets to tell you how and when and where to protest, it's not a protest. And so it's just, a matter of people flipping the script, you know, killing the messenger, ad hominem attacks, because, you know, Kaepernick took a knee, okay? It should be okay. Just like Tim Tebow took a knee. That should be okay. But, you know, what's going on here is that because we now have social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and all the rest, I can put, and YouTube, let's not forget YouTube, right? I put this video out. I'm expressing my opinion, my beliefs, how I see the world, my thoughts, my feelings. Now, it's out there. And people who I don't even know can comment on it. They can watch it, comment on it. This could go viral. And then there's going to be people who say, yeah, you know, right on. There's going to be people, you know, call me derogatory names. There's going to be people say, oh no, you're all messed up. And the thing is, they'll change this, what I said, they'll change it around, tell me why I'm wrong. As opposed to just sitting back and going, well, let's look at this logically. Let's look at the evidence. Let's look at the facts he's presenting. And then one by one discuss it. But, you know, so many people want to attack me. But, you know, they want to say, no, it's not about oppression. It's not about, you know, blacks being killed by cops. That's disrespecting the flag. That's disrespecting the country. You know, love it or leave it. It's just like, people still think that way in the 21st century? It's just crazy. You know, if I'm protesting and I'm telling you why I'm protesting, don't tell me that that's not why I'm protesting, and don't tell me I'm doing something else, because that's not what I'm doing. And that goes vice versa. If you tell me what you're protesting and I tell you not, I'm sure you're gonna have something to say about it. You probably take offense over it, right? So it's just that simple. But I mean, just the irony and the hypocrisy of people being ridiculed and chastised over exercising their First Amendment right, which is not to stand for the flag. And it's not showing the soldiers disrespect. If anything, people who are chastising those who aren't standing, those are the ones who are showing the soldiers disrespect, because the soldiers fought for those people's rights to do what they're doing in the first place. It's just that simple. But the thing I've realized is that, you know, these Facebook arguments or whatever, YouTube battles, going back and forth, it's pretty much a futile endeavor. It really is. Because some people are never going to be convinced. They're not going to change. Me, on the other hand, if you give me some facts and evidence and show me where, or point out a flaw in my logic, then I'm going to have to, you know, acknowledge that. That's just the logical and reasonable thing to do, right? But you see, so long as when somebody brings up an issue, saying this is a problem, they say why it's a problem. If somebody else comes in and says, no, that's not the reason why, or that's not this, or that's not that, then we're not going to have communication, or we're going to have a fight. We're not going to work towards a solution. And you see, that's where the division comes in. Because nobody is working towards a solution. They're basically trying to kill the messenger. They're avoiding the issue. So the next time that comes up, like I said before, if somebody says something and go, oh, well, that's different. No. Don't say, okay, I understand how you see this as similar. Now, how do we move forward? How do we work towards a solution? So if somebody says, you know, Black Lives Matter, don't counter with Blue Lives Matter or All Lives Matter or black on black crime. No, say, okay, yes, Black Lives Matter, there's a problem. Let's work and solve this problem. Because as I've said before, you know, the Susan B. Corn Pink Ribbon Breast Cancer, you know, foundation or whatever, charity, nobody comes back and go, wait a minute, all cancer matters, prostate cancer matters. You don't have that argument. And now somebody's going to go, well, that's different because, see, Black Lives Matter is this, but you know, the breast cancer is that. Don't look at the differences. I know it's different. I'm not an idiot. I know there's one's cancer and one's something else. But what I'm saying is that when you're going to divide things up like this and then try and nitpick, you're missing the point. You're not listening for understanding. You're listening to do battle. You're listening to defend or attack. So next time you hear something and maybe it rubs you the wrong way, or you think they go, stop, and just stop right there and go, wait a minute, let me hear this person out, let me listen for understanding, and maybe the light will go off and you go, okay, I get it. It's that simple. But in the meantime, my fellow Americans, wake up and smell the hypocrisy.